So here's a question to kick things off. Why did Zuck's company, Meta, indirectly help push a college dropouts firm towards, what, a $14 billion valuation?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe framing it differently, what's the story behind this prodigy who built something so vital it's trusted by both the Pentagon and the big tech players like Meta?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And that question, that's exactly where we're diving in today. We're really going to unpack the journey of Alexander Wang, the founder and former CEO of Scale AI.
Exactly. And Scale AI, I mean, it's not just some other tech company, right? It's become like fundamentally important. It's underpinning the AI strategies for the U.S. government, for big tech. We're really talking about someone who architected a key piece of AI infrastructure. His work is absolutely central to so much of what's happening in AI right now.
Right. So our mission, really, for you listening, is to explore how Wang had this, surprising rise. We want to get into why Scale AI became so essential, such a critical player. And also look at how his vision, it's not just history, it continues to shape where AI is going. We'll try to unpack the key moments, the big deals, the sort of bold moves that really define him as, a pretty fascinating entrepreneur.
Okay, let's definitely unpack that journey. Because Alexander Wang's story, it's not your standard Silicon Valley playbook, is it?
No, not at all.
You have to picture this like math prodigy. Someone who just saw patterns, possibilities that, most people would miss. And that analytical mind, it set him on a pretty unique path. One that actually took a detour away from the usual academic highway.
And that's what's so interesting, right? How that talent led him to, an unconventional choice. He gets into MIT. A global powerhouse for tech.
Right.
Then he drops out, which, on the surface sounds like a massive gamble. It's that classic Silicon Valley trope, maybe. But for someone that academically gifted, it feels like it must have been a really calculated risk. What do you think gave him that confidence, to just leap?
It's really compelling to think about. And wow, it paid off fast. Almost immediately, he lands this significant seed round, $4.5 million.
Yeah, that's huge for seed.
For a dropout. It's still really early stage. That's not just like a pat on the back. It's a thunderclap, right? It proves the idea had weight. There was a powerful story there.
Definitely.
And then here's where it gets like really wild. His own achievement, becoming the youngest self-made billionaire.
So fast.
Incredibly fast. It cemented his status, obviously. But that meteoric rise, it wasn't just about his individual brilliance, was it? It was a huge signal about the desperate need for what Scale AI was actually building.
Precisely. Yeah, that leads us right into Scale AI itself. People often call it the backbone of AI.
Right.
Because its core function, what it does, became just completely fundamental. For the U.S. government's AI plans, for the big tech companies, most people don't quite grasp that for AI to actually learn and work properly, it needs incredibly well-prepared data. And when Wang started that whole process, it was a massive, massive bottleneck. He didn't just start another company. He built a solution for maybe the hardest, most tedious part of developing AI, but doing it at scale.
So it's not just about having data. It's about having the right data, like perfectly labeled, trustworthy data. That sounds like a whole different level of complexity. What exactly is Scale AI doing that makes it so irreplaceable?
That really is the core of it. Yeah. Their main thing, data labeling and annotation, it sounds maybe deceptively simple, but it's absolutely not.
Okay.
Imagine having people manually go through, say, millions of satellite images to identify very specific things for defense purposes.
Wow.
Or meticulously structuring text and audio data so you can fine-tune a massive AI model like the ones Meta builds. So this isn't just, drawing boxes around pictures. It's a highly skilled operation. It needs to be scalable, incredibly precise, often requiring military-grade security. And it has to adapt to all these different, sometimes very sensitive types of data. It's this complex human-in-the-loop problem, this bottleneck, that Scale AI basically solved using technology combined with a huge global workforce.
It sounds like they tackled a problem that maybe most people, even in tech, didn't fully appreciate until AI models got so incredibly powerful.
I think that's fair to say.
That really does position them as an indispensable enabler. But maybe some listeners are thinking, okay, Meta has huge AI teams, defense contractors have their own capabilities. What makes Scale AI's offering so unique that even these giants rely on an external company for this?
That's a good question. I think it boils down to really two main things. Scale, just sheer volume and specialized expertise.
Okay.
No single company's in-house team, not even at, say, Google or Meta, can easily replicate the volume, the diversity of data types, and the rapid turnaround that Scale AI offers. They can process literally millions of data points every day across hundreds of different formats. You know, LiDAR data for self-driving cars, complex medical scans, financial text,
Wow.
all while maintaining extreme accuracy and, crucially, security. I mean, the fact that the Pentagon trusts them with classified information and Meta trusts them with data for its core AI research, that says a lot.
Absolutely.
It speaks volumes about their operational discipline, their security posture, and the unique value they bring. It's that specialized industrial scale preparation of data that actually lets these advanced AI systems learn effectively in the first place.
Okay, so thinking bigger picture then, what does all this mean for the future of AI itself?
Yeah.
Wang's vision, you're saying, it goes beyond just solving today's data labeling problem.
Exactly. He wasn't just building a labeling service, even though that was the start. He seemed to anticipate the need for a whole comprehensive data engine for AI.
A data engine.
Yeah. So if we connect this back, those key moments, big deals, and bold moves we talked about, they weren't just about building a successful company in the traditional sense.
Right.
They were about constructing the actual scaffolding, the foundation, that a huge amount of future AI development would rely on. He saw, I think, how critical high-quality data would remain even as the AI models themselves got smarter and more sophisticated.
So you're playing the long game.
Absolutely. And that foresight, that's why Scale AI is now pushing into areas like synthetic data generation.
Creating artificial data.
Exactly. For training AI when real-world data is maybe too scarce or too sensitive or too biased, and also things like comprehensive model evaluation testing and validating AI models rigorously. They're constantly adapting, sort of shaping the future of AI by tackling the next set of data challenges.
Okay, so let's try to recap this deep dive then. We started with Alexander Wang, this math prodigy, drops out of MIT, doesn't just start a company, he builds Scale AI into this foundational entity.
Essential.
Essential to global AI infrastructure. This company provides the critical high-quality data that's powering everything from, military intelligence systems to the most advanced consumer AI you might interact with.
Right.
And in doing so, earns the trust of giants like the Pentagon, like Meta, cementing his place as a really pivotal figure in this whole AI revolution.
And what we really hope, listening to this, you reflect a bit on how important it is to understand these sort of foundational layers of technology. It's not always about the flashy AI app that gets the headlines.
Yeah, the stuff underneath.
Exactly. It's the underlying infrastructure, like this meticulously prepared data that actually makes it all possible. Visionaries like Wang really demonstrate how one individual, by tackling an overlooked but absolutely critical problem, can profoundly shape the future of, an entire field.
So given Scale AI's position, its absolutely critical role, being trusted by both government and big tech, here's a thought to leave you with. What new ethical questions, or maybe strategic questions, does its influence raise for the future of AI? Something perhaps for you to consider.